Hello everybody, the Lawn Gnome is here.
And on that note, we cue the music.
So for the February 2020 One That Got Away, we're going to talk about a movie that really did get away. Not because of the fact that I didn't have the time to see it in theaters, but because of the fact that it was an extremely exclusive engagement. It played in a certain amount of theaters throughout the United States, and it only played in those theaters for a certain amount of time. And it's quite a shame considering the fact that the fans of these specific movies show no bounds. And that, of course, is the newest installment in Kevin Smith's baby, the Askewniverse, Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, which of course reprises the roles of Jay and Silent Bob, played respectively by Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith. So, I was not expecting this movie to be the best in this library, especially considering that Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back is not necessarily the best one either. It's true and complete fan service, and that's basically what I was expecting, but I still was expecting to have a good time, and that's exactly what I got. It's not perfect, but it's fun. Jay and Silent Bob returning was definitely a treat, seeing them encountering famous faces from the franchises, seeing the various locations. I think my favorite part was the scene where they went to a local mall in New Jersey and they met up with Brody from Mallrats, played by Jason Lee, and not only did they poke fun at Hollywood and poke fun at movies being remade and rebooted and rehashed and a whole bunch of other things done in politically incorrect format, which makes me love this movie even more, but even discussing real things like the decline of the American shopping mall. That was definitely nice. There also were some big surprises that were thrown in with some guest spots. I think the scene with Matt Damon reprising his role as Loki from Dogma was really, really funny, especially considering the fact that Dogma really didn't get much love in the original film, but the fact that Jay and Silent Bob basically have to go back to Hollywood and prevent the reboot of Bluntman and Chronic being made, which is called Bluntman v. Chronic, just made it all the more hilarious. It was just another fun romp. There were definitely some other interesting surprises, especially what happened with Jay reuniting with Justice and finding out about his daughter Millie, who's played by Harley Quinn Smith, and of course I will not forget the fact that Millie is short for Millennium Falcon. You can't have a Kevin Smith movie of any kind without a Star Wars reference in it, or two, or more. And the other thing that was very funny about this movie was the fact that when they made fun of Kevin Smith, they mentioned movies outside of the Askewniverse. I think the funniest part about that was when Jason Biggs talks about how Jersey Girl ruined his life. I thought that that was really, really funny, and it's quite surprising because I did see Jersey Girl and I did think that it was funny. But I think one of the more interesting things about this movie, and I'm not sure if this has happened before, but this was the first time in this series of films, just so you know, that Kevin Smith played more than one role. He played himself, and he played Silent Bob. So it was really funny to actually see him do that, especially considering that the fact that he, as Kevin Smith, was directing Bluntman v. Chronic is probably the biggest meta moment of them all. If there's anything negative that I could say about this movie, besides the fact that it is average but fun, especially if you're a fan of these movies, I was not a fan of Harley Quinn Smith in this film. I just felt that she was very flat, and thank God she was with a charismatic bunch of people that just made her tolerable and not dragging the movie through the mud. But that's it, everybody. I mean, it was fun. I'm glad to see this universe back up and running. I'd like to see if there happens to be any more movies following this. I mean, I keep hearing rumors that Clerks 3 is in the works. It was really nice to see Brian O'Halloran back as Dante and other characters, but I was really surprised with the fact that Jeff Anderson wasn't, and I don't know what that means. But I own this movie. It was the only way that I could watch it at this point in time, and I definitely plan to rewatch it again along with all the other View Askew films, and I am going to give Jay and Silent Bob Reboot 2.5 stars out of 4. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. Please leave your comments in the box below, and let's discuss Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, and I will see you in the next one. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. If you're new here and want to see more of what my channel has to offer, please click on the link to my last video, or hit that subscribe button to be kept up to date with all of my uploads. Content of all sorts is posted here quite often, so trust me, you do not want to fall behind. I will see you in the comments, and actions speak louder than words.